What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Evil Punk here in Red Dead Redemption 2, again on the Xbox One. And today, I just wanted to do a video on the guns at the Gunsmith and the gun customization. There's a lot of different things you can do with your guns now. You can buy different ammo types. You can do things like engrave them, change the color, that sort of stuff. Today is Friday, so happy Friday to everybody out there. Now, without wasting any more time, we will go into the Gunsmith here in Valentine, which is, I think, the first town you're introduced to in the second chapter. So the first chapter is pretty much all prologued. In the second chapter, you start out at this camp at Horseshoe Overlook, which is right here. Horseshoe Overlook, this is your gang's camp. And just north of this camp is Valentine. You'll have no trouble finding this at all. You're pretty much led straight to this town in the start of Chapter 2. So now, I'm already at the Gunsmith, so let me just go inside and show you around. So there's a couple of ways you can look at items in the gun shop. You can walk around and physically look at items. I think the only items you can buy this way, though, is the ammunition over here on this shelf. So there's all kinds of different ammunitions for your different types of guns. But the easiest way to see everything is just to come over to the Gunsmith, interact with him, and then choose Browse Catalog.
Let's have a look.
And then here you got all your different weapon types. So you can select one. Revolvers is the first weapon type in the list. So you can do that, or you can just use your left and right bumpers to flip through the pages and look at all the guns that way. And some of them are locked. I'm assuming they'll be unlocked later on in the story. And you can see in the top right above the Varmint Rifle, it says I've already owned that one, so it'll show you what you already own.
How would I know?
Which is strange, because I could have sworn I own these two pistols. I'm sure I do. They're probably just on my horse or something. So here you just flip through all the different rifles. So I'll start from the beginning and flip through it all.
Jacob Worth is a friend of mine. I admire him, but he's just about the worst.
So I think the first
player in
page
all
is
of
the
Valentine.
revolvers. So we'll start with the revolvers. So you get the Cattlemen Revolver, which is the revolver you start with from the beginning. And then you get the Cattlemen Revolver is a single action revolver. That means you manually cock the hammer between shots. And then there's this you see says a double action revolver. That means every time you pull the trigger, a round is fired. So the hammer cocks itself between shots. So all you do is pull the trigger with this one. With this gun, you have to hit right trigger twice. Once to shoot around, and then a second time to cock the hammer. And then the double action just shoots rounds as you're pulling the trigger. Then you got the Schofield Revolver and the Volcanic Pistol, which are fairly high-powered pistols. They are, I believe they're both double action for the most part. I own both of these, and you can actually do some pretty cool stuff with the pistol grips and the metal in the guns. And then I've not tried either of these yet. They're not unlocked for me. But these are like early World War I era pistols, it looks like. So semi-automatic pistols. The damage on these looks a little bit lower than the first two pistols that we looked at, the Schofield and the Volcanic. Fairly heavy price on these two pistols, so there must be something about them that's worth having. It looks like the fire rate is good, probably the ammo capacity as well. Carbine Repeater is another weapon that you start with pretty well. I think you might start with it in the first chapter, but I know for sure you'll have it by the start of the second chapter in the game. And then there's also a Lancaster Repeater. This is still locked for me, so I've not tried this yet. The Carbine Repeater is pretty moderate. It takes a couple shots to put
sheriff
an
said
animal
down
down,
himself
and
at
it also
one point.
takes a couple shots to put a human down with it as well. So I would say it's a moderate ranged rifle. Um, Litchfield Repeater looks like a real cowboy gun. I've not tried this one yet either. It's locked, so the damage on it is fairly high. So I'd imagine it's similar to the Carbine Repeater, just with the larger
See a few
round.
people in town with that too.
And then you get the Varmint Rifle. I only use this for hunting because it's a small round. It only does a very small amount of damage.
Fine
And the
round,
reason
right?
you'd use the Varmint Rifle for hunting small animals is because the bigger bullets will ruin the quality of the skin, which you can sell or use for crafting. So the Varmint Rifle is for hunting the smaller animals in Red Dead Redemption 2. This is my favorite rifle. I use this a lot for
The sheriff said
hunting
down
and
for
for
himself at
fighting
one
off
point.
other people in the game. So the Springfield Rifle is a single round rifle, so you shoot one bullet and you gotta reload again. But the damage on this is really high. The range is also good, but it only holds one round at a time. That's the only downside. But aside from that, super good rifle. Bolt action rifle's locked. I've not tried that yet, but I imagine it's similar to the Springfield rifle, just with a higher
You'll see a few people
capacity
in town with that too.
of rounds rather than just one. Rolling block rifle. The damage looks higher on this. I've
Sheriff's
not
got
tried it
that
because
for
it's
himself
still
at
locked
one
for
point.
me. And the Carcano Rifle, or I think I said it right the first time, but this is also locked for me. The damage on both of these rifles are high. The range is high. But they're both locked for me, so I've not tried either one of these. But I'm assuming that they're going to be, if not equal to the Springfield Rifle, they'll be
The
better.
more bounty posters that go up, the more people
Okay, now
want
we
to
have
hunt
shotguns. We have
Only
a
reason for that
a
is
sawed-off
gun
shotgun
time.
and a double-barrel shotgun. With the um, I think you start with buckshot rounds. They do not do a whole lot of damage, so you got to be very up close and personal to use these with the buckshot rounds. But you can also get, or sorry, up close and personal with the, oh yeah, buckshot,
If
and
it weren't for
then
all the
the
bounties
you can
running
purchase
around New
slug rounds,
Hanover, I'd be out of business.
which do more damage. So I haven't tried them yet, but I'm sure they're much better than the buckshot. So of course they're just double barrel, so 2 rounds then reload. The range on them is not that different, even though one's full barrel and one is sawed off. And then here you get a pump action and a semi-auto. They're both locked, so again, I've not tried either of those. The damage is the same as on the double barrels. I assume, or I would think, the main advantage would be that they hold more than 2 rounds at a time. And then you got a repeater shotgun, which, again, I think the only advantage would be the ability to hold more than 2 rounds at a time. And then after the guns, you get all your ammunitions.
If it weren't
Okay,
for all
and
the
then
bounties running around New Hanover,
you
I'd be
also
out of business.
get some accessories, so you can upgrade a gun belt. You can buy gun oil, which I think is for maintaining weapons. They can degrade over time. Also, weapons you pick up may not be in good condition, so you can maintain weapons that you find out in the world. So the other thing that you can do, and the main reason I wanted to make this video, is you can go to the Gunsmith and you can select the customize option and then pick a weapon that you want to customize. So I will show off the Schofield Revolver. Yeah, you can have him clean your weapon, which keeps the weapon maintained and at its best. So there are things you can change, like the pistol grips. I have the Pearl grip on this, so there's a ton to play with. Customization wise for the guns in Red Dead Redemption 2. I found that the Pearl grip looked good with the blue steel. You can change the length of the barrel. I have the long barrel on. and you can improve the rifling. I don't know if it comes across in the video, but you can see rifling actually being added to the inside of the
That
barrel.
Ripper boy stays at that post next to my shop.
And I don't think that you can actually look down the iron sights, but they do improve the accuracy of the weapon if you upgrade them. And then when you get into styles, you can change the color of the metals as well as the grain of the wood. So iron being the cheapest selection, gold being the most expensive. So black steel and blue steel are my favorite on in the weapon customization. So you can do this for pretty well every part of the gun. Oops. So there you see the cylinder in the gun.
If you need anything,
That actually looks pretty nice with the black. I think I'll get the frame, the hammer. So there's really a lot to play with. Made that black. Okay, so there's really a lot to play with. I made the trigger gold. And then this is really cool. This is what I liked a lot, is the engraving. So looks plain, looks boring, but you can add engravings, which adds a lot of character to your gun.
Sold my old blunderbuss to a bounty hunter last week.
Sort of hard to see the details sometimes, but you get I don't even know how to pronounce any of these. Ornamental, Victorian, Art Nouveau, Baroque. I probably butchered half of those, but I tried. Okay, and then the grip. You also get inlays in the grip, or I suppose they're called carvings on here. I hadn't purchased any yet for the grip. I left it on the original symbol. You can varnish the pistol grip if it's still wood, but mine is pearl. And then you get different types of ammunition as well. So you get regular ammunition, express ammunition, and high velocity. So regular does the lowest damage and has the lowest range out of all three. Express has the most damage, and it has an equal range to the regular, but it does more damage. And then high velocity is sort of a balance of the two. So it does a little more damage than regular, but less than express.
I admire him,
but it has the highest range. So if you have a gun that you want to customize, you can cycle through the categories with the bumpers and find your weapon that way. So you get revolvers, pistols, repeaters, rifles, shotguns, and your knife. I thought it was a really cool touch that you can change the metal of the knife and add engravings. I haven't added any to mine yet because I haven't decided which one I like the most. But I thought that was a really cool touch. So the options for all the weapons are pretty well the same. I showed the Schofield Revolver. The categories are the same. The metals are the same. And I showed all the guns available at this Gunsmith. I doubt that'll be all the guns there are in the game. I'm sure more will come, whether that's DLC or maybe just finding a different gunsmith. I haven't been all over yet, so I don't know if there are other gunsmiths or if their items they sell vary. But this was just a little bit of a showcase of the guns and the customization in Red Dead Redemption 2. So I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, drop a comment, let me know what you thought, and also subscribe. I will be doing more Red Dead Redemption 2 videos in the future. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.